Moving to Eindhoven was hard. I left everything I knew, all of my friends, all of my family, and I came here and I cried for 6 months. It didn't help that I came here days before Carnival, so my first impressions of Eindhoven that it was completely nuts and I had made a horrible, horrible mistake. But I made some friends and things got a bit easier, but I always felt like Eindhoven was this club that I was just never really a part of. But then I had kids, and nothing really changed at first except for the poop and the crying, late nights and a lot of crying. And but then as he got older, he started to interact with the other children, and he just did it so easily. You go to a playground and he's talking to a child and he's making friends. And I really thought that it was just so amazing how children can just play. Children can just grow and build together. So I decided that I was going to get out there and I was going to try and do the same, and I was going to try and figure out how to find my own community. See, children don't have to try, and that's the really amazing thing about kids. They just do. Children will learn about other cultures without even really knowing that they're learning about other cultures. They will look in another kid's lunchbox, and a whole new world can open up for them. My son is actually now asking for sushi in his lunch instead of bread. He came home last year and told me that there was a new boy in class and he had played with him all day long. And he didn't speak Dutch or English. So I said, okay, well, what language does he speak? And he said the most amazing kid thing I've ever heard. He said, he speaks French, and now I do too. Okay. But he wasn't actually far off, because within months he was mixing French, Dutch, and English all within the same sentence, which is incredibly frustrating for me because even my Dutch is shaky enough and my French is non-existent. But I was amazed at how these two could come together and be best friends without ever really having the ability to talk to each other. And it was fine. He was open. He was open to the new experiences. He was open to the play. He was open in a way that I wasn't. So I need to emulate my son. I need to be more open. I need to meet new people and get out there and try and find and build my own community that was obviously lacking in my life. So how did I start? I joined a lot of clubs, because how else do adults meet people? I joined some Dutch play groups for the kids, a Dutch class. There's a knit group called Stitch and Bitch that's really fun. I even started roller skating, so now I like to hang out at Area 51 and pretend to be one of the cool kids and not break any bones, because I can honestly tell you that changing a poopy diaper with a full arm and hand cast is no fun at all. I know this from experience. And through my openness and through my ability to connect, I started to meet people. So this is going back to what I learned from my son. I joined a gym, and I would go in, and I'd put my headphones in, and I'd go into the fitness area, and I'd work out, and I would shower, and I'd go home. I wasn't open to meeting people. I wasn't open to building a community. I wasn't open to talking to anyone. I put my head down, I put it in, and I go. And then a very dear friend of mine convinced me to join, peer pressured me, to join a Zumba class, and I didn't want to do it at all. But I did, and it was fun. And through dancing and moving around and making a complete and utter fool of myself repeatedly, I met a lot of really amazing people. I expanded my community in ways that I didn't think was possible. And I allowed myself to experience the openness of meeting new people and experiencing new things, which is something I had always had a really hard time doing. I think what I learned from my son and what I was able to do for myself and what I would love to see done for a community as a whole is that adults can do more like what children do. Walk up to a person on the street or at a bar, not in a creepy way though, and sorry, that just occurred to me, and open yourself up to meeting people and making communities and being open to the community when you find it. If my son can walk up and make friends with a child and they can instantly become best friends and they don't even speak the same language, why do adults make it that hard? It shouldn't be that hard. It should be easy. We should just try every day to make it easier for us to connect with each other and be more open to that fact. And I learned that from my son, and I will always be incredibly grateful to him for teaching me that. Thank you.